back. All right, so every Monday I like to share a machine quilting video, and hopefully you find a little bit of inspiration from each one of these. Now, before we get into today's video, I do have to have a disclaimer here. Anytime I'm showing machine quilting videos, ruler quilting videos, this is hand-guided machine quilting that I'm using driving my Gamble quilting machine. Today, I'm going to be machine quilting a t-shirt quilt, and I'm super excited to share that with you. But for a quilt like this, a t-shirt quilt, it's actually one that I helped my daughter and her friends make as a gift for one of their other friends. But it's the perfect quilt to do some edge-to-edge quilting. So I do have on my Gamble quilting machine the Statler Stitcher. So for this quilt today, I will be hooking up the belts on the Statler Stitcher and then using the Statler Stitcher, which is the computer on the Gamble quilting machine, to quilt out this simple stipple design. So I thought I'd bring you along my journey and show you a few things that I do whenever I am machine quilting a t-shirt quilt. Plus, to make this quilt even more soft, we are using Minky on the backing. We want this to be a quilt that is loved for years and years. So come with me, let's load this quilt onto the machine and then let's get doing some quilting. So the first thing that I do when I'm going to hook up the belts on the Gamble quilting machine to the Statler Stitcher, down here, this is one of the belts, and I'll glide that belt until the connector, which is right here, lines up with where it needs to be, which is just slightly over here. I'll just push the connector up into the little slot it goes in. Once it's in there, I'll simply screw the screw down to tighten it into place. Seriously, this is so easy, and it's something that I love about using the Gamble machines. I hook up that belt, then I've got one more belt to connect. And make sure if you are using a Gamble quilting, you do refer to the Gamble website for full instructions on how to do this, but I just wanted to quickly show you today how fast and easy this really is. And I also do it from the front of my machine. Because I load my quilts from the front of the machine, I also hook up my belts from the front. So right up in this area right here, I have one more connector. I'll put it up into its slot, make sure it's in all of the way, and then simply tighten those belts back down. It is literally that easy. If I wasn't talking and trying to do it with one hand, I probably could have done it in under a minute. Now that I have that done, you can see here on my Gamble machine that I do also have my ruler base plate. I'm going to simply take that base off just because I want to have a little bit more room here as I'm going to be using my Statler Stitcher. And then whenever I am machine quilting a t-shirt quilt, I personally have found great success using the Gamble spoon foot. If you have any type of machine, I recommend getting the foot from your machine dealer so that you know that it does fit on your machine properly. So I'm going to now, just that easy, a couple twists of a screw and the foot's off, the ruler foot is off, a couple more twists, and that spoon foot is back on. Of course, I have changed needles. I'm going to be using the So Fine thread, and then I'm using, I always go with the manufacturer's recommended needle, so make sure you refer to your machine and what machine needle is recommended with the So Fine thread. But now that I've got that changed, it's time to get that Minky backing loaded on the machine. Okay, I'm getting ready to load this Minky onto the frame. It's the backing fabric, but something that I do want to point out here before I actually load it is how I load my Minky. Now remember, I love pinning my quilts to my leaders, and with Minky, I think pinning really gives you a lot of control. It's really what works best for me. Anyways, so the first thing that I will do is I'm going to get that Minky backing fabric, and I'm going to figure out which way the stretch goes. And you can see this one, the stretch goes to the side. If I pull to the side horizontally, you can see I've got quite a bit of stretch there. I do not want to load it this way on the frame. I do not want the stretch to go that way. If I do it that way, I'm probably going to end up with quite a bit of distortion, and I'm not going to be happy with my results. So I want the top edge of the quilt to be this direction. I don't want there to be any stretch. I hope that makes sense. clear as mud, just like everything. Anyway, so now I'm going to go ahead and pin my quilt backing, the Minky here, to my leaders. Okay, so I have the Minky all pinned onto the frame here. Now, something that I do with a Minky and even with a large backing, like a wide back, I'm going to actually roll it all the way up here now onto this top roller. By doing this, and even I sometimes have even rolled it back and forth a couple of times, but by doing this, I can make sure that it's really square on the leader. So let's roll it back and forth. Okay, I love that. I love how it looks really nice and square here on the frame. So next thing that I'm going to do is load my batting. Now I've chosen on this quilt, I'm going to use the Quilter's Dream Blend batting. The reason I'm using that one, it keeps its form, like it's really nice and flat, but it's also really thin. And we want this quilt to stay so soft. So I feel like the combination of that nice batting, the t-shirt quilt top, which we did use a lightweight fusible in, and then the Minky backing, the quilt's just gonna turn out really nice and soft. So let me get that batting loaded, and then I'll be back to load the top. Okay, so I've got the backing and the batting now all loaded on. You'll always see I'm like always going through and smoothing. Quilter's Dream battings are actually the only battings that I will use from a bag. And I do choose to use those just because I don't have a ton of storage space. So for me, the bag battings work best. But usually these creases that you can see, they'll actually just relax as you're quilting. And I've never had a problem with them staying in the fabric or showing through in the quilt. Anyways, because I do have the Minky here on the backing of this quilt, often you'll see me add a corsage pin up here and then also a corsage pin down here to hold that batting in place because the Minky is so slippery. A lot of times I'll deal with some slippage, so I'll just add a couple of pins in there. Obviously I'll take them out at the end, but I've got a couple of pins there. Now it's time to get this quilt top loaded. Now I personally have chosen not to float my quilt tops. It's just what works best for me. So you'll see I'm going to pin my quilt top onto the frame, and then I'll be ready to baste around the top and down the sides and then get started with that quilting. Okay, so I've got the t-shirt quilt up here on my machine. I've actually already pinned it down here to that top leader. I don't like to float my quilt tops. I've not had great success floating quilt tops, so I pin that bottom edge to the leader, and now I'll go through and baste along the top edge of the quilt. And a lot of times when I'm basting, I'll get the question, what are you doing? So you'll notice that I take a single stitch, like I'm manually making my machine take a single stitch as I'm basting. I do this because personally I found that I have really good control by doing that. I can control where the machine takes a stitch, and if I have anything I need to work into it to keep the quilt as square as possible, then I can work any fabric into that. I've quilted for lots and lots of customers and lots of my own quilts, and quilts are not always perfect. They are made by humans. So I'm always trying my best to be able to enhance and make what's happening on the quilt look just a little bit better. Anyway, so I'm going to continue on here. I'll baste along this top edge, and then I'll baste down my sides of the quilt again with this same stitch over on that side, and over on this side I'll tighten this quilt top up on the frame. I don't want it too tight. You'll see here I definitely have some play, and that's what I want. Once I've got that done, I'll go through and do all the computer stuff to get the Statler Stitcher set up. I don't teach how to do that. My passion really is in the hand-guided machine quilting. So I'll get that set up, and then I'll bring you back and show you some of the quilting that I'm going to have my computer do here on this adorable quilt. for just a second, but here you can see this is my Statler Stitcher now, and it's doing the machine quilting, the stippling. A couple of things that I want to point out though, whenever I do use my Statler Stitcher for an edge-to-edge pattern like this, I like to make my designs run right off the edge of the quilt, and then that edge of the quilt can go right into the binding and everything will be finished nicely. Obviously, if it were a design like a feather or something that I didn't want the edge cut off, I would treat it a little bit differently, but definitely for a design like this. I also like to adjust the density and spacing on pretty much every edge-to-edge pattern that I use. I like a little bit heavier quilting, so with this stipple pattern, I shrunk everything down so that there's never more than 1 inch between my spacing. That's probably my personal standard. When it comes to using the Statler Stitcher, I don't like there to ever be more than 1 inch spacing. Totally personal opinion, so do with that what you'd like. But anyways, it's time for me to let the machine get back to quilting. I do have this So Fine thread here on the top, and I'm using color number 402. I feel like it blends really nicely with all of these colors, even with the blues and darker colors. It's just such a great neutral color. So I'll let you watch for just a couple more minutes. Hey everybody! Okay, I did finish the quilting, took it off the machine, and I've got it all trimmed up now. I need to run and get it bound because this is a graduation gift for one of my daughter's friends, and this was such a fun gift to make. I hope you all found a little bit of inspiration. T-shirt quilts really can be an awesome gift, or even honestly not that terrible to quilt. Anyways, make sure you do hit that subscribe button because I will be back next Monday, actually every Monday, with a brand new machine quilting video. See you then!